Hello, Collective! It's Helena with Aspiraltotheself for another astrological energy forecast. This will be for the week of May 6th to 12th of 2024. If you are a returning member, subscriber, or viewer, welcome back, Soul Family. It's good to see you guys again. Thank you for all your likes, your shares, your comments, and subscribes. I truly appreciate them all. If you are new to the channel, Falcha, Giudech, which is Gaelic for hello, and welcome. Make sure you hit that little notification bell there to be updated anytime there is any uploaded content. A Spiral to the Self channel offers weekly astrological energy forecasts like this one. Intuitively led collective tarot readings. Collective tarot readings for certain planetary aspects, so covering a certain period of time in the future. As well as daily motivational shorts of messages from your higher self. I am also the author, V. Ulrich, of both fairy tales in my hand here. The Princess and Her Inner Voice, which is a fairy tale written for children about their intuition, how it speaks to them, and how it can be used to help them to overcome all obstacles, help them heal from all traumas, and get them to their happy ending in whichever way that looks for them. Okay, it's a very self-love and self-worth based fairy tale. Along with The Dark High Priestess and The Prophecy of the Queen of the Unseen, this is a fairy tale written for adults about overcoming and healing narcissistic and spiritual warfare from family, lovers, and friends, and how to keep that inner flame lit, despite any of the adversity you may be going through, or, if you are going through a dark night of the soul, which is like an ego death, okay? And how, despite how terrible or tragic or hopeless things may seem, that you always have a choice and that you are never alone, okay? There's benevolent beings out there, there's your ancestors, there's the All High that are all around you at all times and are just waiting for you to give them permission to give you guidance, okay? So that way they can help you to fulfill your soul's purpose, okay? And getting that soul's fulfillment, whatever your soul came here to do in this lifetime, okay? Whichever way that looks for you. Both of these fairy tales are written in the Bard format, so think Dr. Seuss meets Grimm's fairy tales. They're illustrated and written in such a way to heal and appeal to your inner child as you read them. Both of these can be found on online retailers such as Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Walmart, just to name a few. Okay, The Princess and Her Inner Voice is in its second edition print, which means that the autographed first edition can be found on my website along with my services and products, www.aspiraltotheself.com. Okay, all the information will be in the description box below for you for your convenience, okay, as well as all of my social media pages and platforms, so that way you do not get scammed by anyone who is trying to beat me. Please note that this is the only channel that I have on YouTube, so if you see my face or videos anywhere else, it is not me. Please report it, okay? Don't get scammed. I'd hate for you guys to get scammed. As always, legal disclaimer here that Aspire to the Self channel and videos are for entertainment purposes only, okay? That these videos, this channel is directed towards adult, which means you guys are responsible for yourselves, okay? And it is up to you to use your discernment, okay? In the areas of legal, law, finance, health, mental health, please know that I'm not an expert in those areas. I am certified in Reiki and herbalism and things of that nature and astrology, so I can't speak on those things. But just know if I speak on legal, law, finance, health, mental health, know that that's just what my intuition is picking up on, okay? In the areas of that I'm not certified in. And if it resonates with you, make sure you're speaking with those individuals, okay, before listening to anything that I have to say, okay? Again, use your discernment. So like always, before I begin with the forecast, I'm going to begin with a prayer. I call upon God, Banja, Great Goddess Morgan, the Trinity Three, Lu, the Archangels, my ancestors, and the seen and unseen. Please only allow this forecast what I call upon, which is high vibrational energy frequency. If any lower vibrational entities, beings, or energies try to come through, I ask that you block, bind, and blind, and immediately return to sender, in which I give you full consent to intervene and to intercede on my behalf in whichever way you deem fit. If any try to abuse technology in the past, the present, or in the future, to astral project, open a portal, be a remote viewer, monitoring spirit in this home or on this set, I ask that you block, bind, and blind, and immediately return to sender. Please allow me to see what you want the collective to know and give me clear and concise messages. Please protect me, this channel, the video, and the viewers as I deliver this divinely guided message. Any curses, hexes, evil eye, let they be dissolved, transmuted, and intervened with by the All-High. The sinner's mask be ripped off, they'll be unable to hide. All their lies, deceit, and ill intentions will become exposed and publicly known. Okay, collective. All right. So, I hope you guys are doing well. Okay, I know we are still in that shadow period from the Mercury retrograde, so just ground yourself, make sure you're making yourself a priority, okay? But know that this week from May 6th to the 12th is going to be a week about balance, new partnerships, either romantic, business, or friendships. That resilience is needed, as well as our harvest is going to be coming to fruition here soon. Remember, this week we're going to have a super new moon in Taurus, okay? And new moons are all about planting new seeds, setting those intentions, okay? So you're going to need some resilience here this week, but know that your harvest is coming, as well as we're going to have an enhanced communication with the world of spirit, which to me means that the veil must be very thin, okay? And hence this week, the chakra that's going to be mostly corresponding with the astrological energies is going to be the third eye. So here, okay? So keep in mind, we have two planets / major asteroids that are in retrograde. We have Pallas that's in retrograde until July 10th, which is about using our emotional intelligence to stay in our personal power of integrity and providing the optimism for inventive solutions, for more freedom, and to uncovering secrets to bring justice, okay? Pallas in retrograde is pretty much like heavy solar plexus chakra energies, which is about your personal will, your self-esteem, your self-confidence. It's about keeping your personal will, honoring yourself, making honorable decisions for yourself, despite any adversity or that you may be experiencing, okay, or any pushback. It's also about setting boundaries, which is going to be heavy this week as well. So setting some boundaries, keeping those boundaries to protect yourself, protect your energy, okay? So that way you are not depleted and pouring from an empty cup. But also, Pallas is the goddess of Athena, so think inventive war strategy. Okay, as well as wisdom and the hunt. So a lot of things are being uncovered, just all around the world. Like I said, the collective, things are just being uncovered in a creative and inventive way. And it's to bring about justice, because 2024 is the year of karmic balance. So you got Mayat there, ensuring that the scales are balanced. So a lot of people are getting good lump sum karma, and then a lot of people are getting bad lump sum karma. It just depends on what kind of energy you've put out. So there's just expect things that have been hidden to come to light, as well as justice to be had, but in just very divinely creative ways and uncovering it, okay? Then we're going to have Pluto in retrograde until October 29th, okay, of 2024. And Pluto being in retrograde is all about committing to our inner transformation, okay, hiring our consciousness. Pluto is about revolutionizing, okay? If you look in history at the dates when Pluto was in Aquarius, which is what it's in right now, it's about revolution, okay? It's about, not even just political revolution, it's revolution in all areas, like say in medicine, in science, okay, or in society, okay? It just brings about a change, because we're being called as a collective, as a society, as a race, as a species, to elevate to a higher level of consciousness, okay? That we are all going towards the 5D, okay? Trying to co-create with the divine, not being in that 3D, which is based off of loss and fear and lack mentality, okay? That's of low vibration. That's because the world has been in low vibration for too long, and this is like, essentially think like Mother Nature, Gaia, whatever you want to call it or transcribe it to, is giving us a essentially like a final warning before it starts to take matters in its own hands on ridding of the problem that's putting the world at an imbalance. Or think of humans, how we have a survival mentality, right? That when push comes to shove, when we get into a particular predicament, okay, we have that basis of survival. Well, the planet does too, and it has a means and way of rectifying the issue. So it's like humans themselves are being given this chance to heighten their vibration, so we can change the course of the planet, so it's no longer being severely damaged, okay? and that we are not at the point of, I think of a certain card in my head and I'm trying to put it into words, but there's a card that I have in one of my my decks. It's about living in an unsustainable way. We are living as a species in an unsustainable way, not just for ourselves, but for the world, for the planet. And, you know, being in that higher level of consciousness changes your perspective, changes your mindset, changes how you think, which changes your actions and your intentions and the energy that you put out. So just think of it that way. So start of the week, we have May 6th. Mercury will be in conjunction with Chiron, as well as the sun will sextile Saturn, and the moon will be in Taurus, okay? So Taurus is the exalted sign of the moon, which means the energies are very prominent, okay, very strong. We will be in closer contact with the world of spirit, who will provide the messages that will initiate the changes to result in healing wounds that in order to be and able to be alchemized. So think Chiron is the wounded healer that takes wounds and alchemizes them into gold in their life, okay? So we're gonna get messages here, because remember, Mercury is the messenger of the gods. So you can either get text messages, you know, emails, phone calls, things like that, but also heavy on the world of spirit, okay, is going to be giving us messages of, hey, here's where you need to initiate changes for a particular wound that you have that needs to be healed, so that way you can, you know, embark on this new journey. You can take this pain and turn it into power. As well as we're going to have an intense energy directing us to take a slow and steady pace, as well as with a practical approach in order to reach our destiny. Saturn is the planet of destiny and life lessons, okay? And then when you have that Taurus energy there as well, it's about being slow and steady, okay? Being practical, being at a slower pace, being logical, okay? And that we're going to reach our destiny, that we are going to reach whatever it is that we need for our soul's fulfillment. We just have to take it slow. We've got to be refreshed at a slower pace. So we're going to see what kind of wound needs to be, what wound that's going to be communicated to us that we need to heal. Let's see what that's all about. Spirit, tell us about the Mercury Conjunction Chiron. What is the message we're going to receive from Spirit about healing a wound? So we're going to be discovering something that has put us in dark thoughts. Those are what's fed dark thoughts for us, putting us in that negative mindset. This could be, you know, self-limiting beliefs that are preventing you from reaching your destiny. This could be being in that maze, you know, like that Pluto retrograde energy from, you know, last week, which was about, you know, don't give in to the loud reverberations of thoughts that have held you back, okay, just because it seems like they've been there for a long time, okay, that may be negative, that may be you know, self-limiting, you know, that you can free yourself at any time. You're going to discover something that's going to be, you know, what's kept you in this dark mindset, this mentality, this maze where you think that the situation that you're in is hopeless, okay, that you'll never get out, you'll never get to the light. Okay, we'll see more about that. What is this wound that's going to be alchemized, that needs to be healed this week? So your spirit guides are going to be illuminating this to you. What are they going to be illuminating? What wound? And it has to do with the loving man. So if you are a masculine, this could just be this could be a relationship from your past, as far as, like, say, your inner childhood wounds when it comes to, say, your mother figure and their romantic partners, okay? Or if you are a feminine, it could be, you know, inner childhood wounds with your mother's romantic partners, or it could be your romantic partners, okay? Your spirit guides are going to help you discover there's a wound here, okay, that needs to be healed. And there's changes that need to be made in order to heal this, because it's been keeping you in this dark thoughts for a while, okay, making you feel hopeless about a situation when in actuality you can get out of it, and it results from some kind of romantic offer from a masculine figure, okay? So we will work on that, but once you do, just know that a harvest is coming for you, because then we have May 7th, okay? Now keep in mind that new moons and full moons, their energies are prevalent for 72 hours, 24 hours before and 24 hours after, okay? So you will be feeling that super new moon energy, okay, on May 6th as well as May 8th, okay? Super new moon just means that it is closer to the earth, okay? But also it's an exalted sign, Taurus, which means that the energy is just going to be very, very intense, okay? So we're going to have a very potent energy to take a slow and steady pace towards reaching our goals as a harvest is coming in for a goal or project that we've invested a lot of time or energy into, okay? This is a time of balancing all areas of our life, as we are in a time of balance, practicality, as well as innovation. The reason why you're slowing down is so you can really get those creative juices flowing, because this week we're going to have a lot of opportunities for partnerships, either romantic, either with business, okay, or it could be like friendships, okay? So, and with romantic, it could be new relationships, or it could be, you know, heightened intimacy in the current one that you have. So just know there's going to be a lot of opportunities for that this week, but it's all about being practical and having balance in your life. So having boundaries, not giving too much of your time to one area of your life but neglecting the others, okay? It's just going to be a time of focusing on balancing all of those, because again, that harvest is coming in. You just have to take a slow and steady approach to it. You're trying to get that innovative juices flowing for it, okay? So that way you can create more for this harvest or for this partnership. May 8th, the moon will be in Gemini, as well as the Lyrid meteor shower peak day. So remember, meteor shower peak days are lucky. Our intuition will be sparked during a conversation with another person, okay, about becoming a compassionate leader, okay, despite how you may view yourself, which I hope is very highly and self-loving and self-worth, okay, that you believe that you deserve good things and that people like you because you're a good person, things like that, okay. But others around you view you as a very compassionate leader. They view you as someone who is very trustworthy. They view you as somebody who can bring order to chaos. But you also have that touch of enchantment where you can make the everyday life seem magical, okay? Where you can make it seem extraordinary to people. And this is going to be, you're going to have a conversation with another person, or like I said, it could be we're in closer contact with the world of spirit, which means you could receive guidance from like your spirit guides, your ancestors, you know, like the archangels, Banja, God, okay, whoever that you view as a higher power, okay, you're going to have messages here about you stepping more into that leadership role, because you're highly, highly respected, and people view you as someone who's trustworthy, someone who can bring the order from chaos, someone who is good with solutions, someone who you know, stands up for what they believe in and believes in for others, okay, that you're good at looking out for the well-being of other people as well as yourself, okay? But then May 10th, we'll have the moon in Cancer, okay? Our intuition will be heightened, as this is going to be a time of deeper connection and activity with our ancestors, okay? And the focus is going to be about assisting emotional healing in the home and bringing that in there. So really pay attention to your intuition this week, okay? Because that's why the chakra is what it is this week. It's the third eye, and that's because the third eye is here. But it's how we record, obtain, send pictures, symbols, colors, and images that represent our reality, okay? It's linked to our pituitary gland, controls hormones and endocrine functions, which also contains magnetite. I don't know why I stopped on that. I thought it was something else. It works with the sacral chakra to enable manifesting when stimulating an emotional desire. So think your manifestation, since this is a super new moon, this is a time to set your manifestations, planting those seeds that you want to come to fruition. Like I said, that harvest for all that time, that energy that you've been putting into something, right? Well, your sacral chakra is down here, and that is about your self-worth, your creativity, your sensuality, your sexuality, okay? So when you feel that you are worthy, say for example, of abundance, if you feel you are worthy of abundance, that nothing but positivity and abundance flows your way, that you are safe, secure, and protected, you affirm that, you believe that, right? Well, your intuition works with that sacral chakra to give you the means to manifest, okay? And it all has to come with an emotional desire. Emotions can fuel your manifestation, so that's why it's always you know, when people say think positively, it's not because like we're just trying to shove the light and love down your throat. It's because how you feel is what you manifest. So if you are in the lower vibrational emotions of like say anger, rage, sadness, things of that nature, that is what you, or fear, that is what you manifest towards you. So say if you're trying to set an intention for abundance, right? And you're in that lack and loss mindset, you're in fear of not having enough, right? You will draw more situations to you that will further validate those feelings for you. So that's why it's important to keep your mindset positive, like I am worthy of abundance, that I can do anything, that I have, all my needs will be met. I trust that the universe will provide me for everything that I need. All my needs will be met, right? All my needs will be met, and then you won't be in that lack mindset. So then that way you draw in that energy for abundance, because abundance is energy, okay? It's an energy level, it's a vibration. It's not like a 3D thing. Yes, you can get wealth from the 3D, but abundance to ensure that you always have what you need, having that spiritual wealth, you know, that good luck, that good karma, never going without, things like that, that you always have what you need, that you're fulfilled, okay, that you're living your soul purpose. That is a form of vibration. That's a form of energy that you have to obtain, right, in order to get that. So if you're trying to manifest things like that, you have to keep your thoughts positive, because if you sink to those lower vibrational emotions, and that's what's backing your intentions, like fear or loss, like you fear you're going to, as soon as you get it, you're, you know, saying things like, I'm gonna give you an example, because I see this a lot, or I've heard it a lot, should I say. People saying, oh, you know, every time I get money, something big comes up. And there's a particular way people say it, but I am blanking on it right now. They essentially, it's every time I get money, something comes along to take it. So that way I'm always poor, right? I forget the country saying for that, but, or it's always something. That's what people say. It's always something. Like, and that's to signify that they'll never be abundant, they will always be poor, they will always be in that lost lack mindset, and therefore they will stay there. But that's the vibration they're emanating. So when they try to make the intention that they want more abundance, they're literally telling the universe that's what they want. They want them to take away their abundance as soon as they get it. It's because they keep saying things like that. So they're affirming, and their thought vibrations are matching what they're saying. So it's like, think of it as like a form of a spell. You're telling the universe, yeah, well, I've accepted that I'll never have anything, and every time I get a little bit of money to elevate myself, or abundance to elevate myself, something will come along and knock me on my ass again. Like, you know, things like that. So our third eye provides the potential life paths and choices based on our self-image and our deserving beliefs. Again, that goes with that sacral chakra. That goes in how, you know, if you believe you're worthy of what it is that you are asking for, or what you're trying to do, okay? If your internal programming is positive, your intuition is going to provide you with choices, with pathways that will further elevate you, that will get you to your soul's purpose, right? But will give you the positive way to get there. Will give you, you know, what will help you to achieve that, but also in a conducive way. Versus if your internal dialogue is internal programming is very negative, the options that you'll be presented are very self-sabotaging. Like your intuition will pick up self-sabotaging behaviors, or things that will, you know, again, sabotage, that will get in the way of what it is that you're trying to do, okay? Your decisions will be harmful to the self, harmful to the soul. That's why people say, you know, to have the positive thinking, to reshape your perception. That's the whole point of the Pluto retrograde, to go through that inner transformation so we can change our perceptions, so we can higher our consciousness, so we can align with what we're trying to manifest, and to match our intentions with the energy that we're putting out, so that way we can actually get it, so we can be co-creating with the divine, versus you know, trying to take. You know, you're attracting versus chasing. You want to attract with the universe, tell the universe what you're trying to manifest and get it, you know, attract it to you, versus going out there and trying to chase it. But the only reason you would be chasing it is because of your internal dialogue has to be negative, okay, or has to be has to be of a, essentially like an unworthy nature, like thinking that you are unworthy of love, you are unworthy of a partnership that will be fulfilling and beneficial for you. Say when it comes to business, thinking that you aren't worthy of having, a conducive, healthy, and stable business partnership that will, equate to wealth and abundance and success for both parties or all parties, right? And it comes from, or that you, another thing that I've seen in the corporate world is thinking that you don't contribute anything, or that you don't contribute enough, or that you're not smart enough, or that you don't have what it takes, or that that all your colleagues are better than you. That comes from a belief system. You have to believe that, right? You have to, if someone ever said that about you, you had to agree with it and instill that in your belief systems. For someone to take away your self-worth, you have to allow them to. It's a you thing. You have to agree with what's being said about you, right? You have to believe that you're unworthy. You have to believe that, oh, I don't contribute as much as my colleagues. Oh, I don't contribute as much, or I don't bring as good of ideas, or, what I bring to the table isn't as successful. That's a thought. That's a perception that you have that you definitely need to change, right? And only you can decide your worth. If, internally you're speaking to yourself very negatively, again, you're going to attract those situations to you and experiences that further validate those feelings, which makes it a lot harder to get out of when you're trying to heal it, right? Whatever. So if that's happening to you, think of the wound that came from and work on healing that, okay? And I hope when I'm speaking to you now that you intuitively know what I'm speaking about, like what wound you have, or who said what to give you that feeling that you weren't worthy of what it is that you were going after. I know, say for me personally, I've had people try to convince me of lower self-worth by saying that my family, the women were always poor. That we come from a poor family, which is completely incorrect. No, we don't. My family was royalty. Very high ranking in society, until somebody decided in my bloodline to go dark and then curse the bloodline. So that's why we have poverty in my bloodline, right? They decided to go dark. They decided to work with an entity of some kind, and then created and enacted a generational curse of violence and abuse and poverty, right? But we weren't always like that. So for someone to say that to you, for you to believe that, like, oh, well, yeah, I deserve to be in karmic relationships that further diminish my self-love, my self-worth. Oh, yes, I believe that, like, I'll be just like everybody else in my family. No, that's a state of thought. That's a state of perception. You don't have to be that way. I'm living proof of that. And, there's other people, other women in my family that are living proof of that. And that's because they broke out of those limiting self-beliefs, and they literally cut off anybody and everybody that were trying to, diminish their self-worth, or, trying to take away from their self-love, because the person who was speaking that to them came from a very unhealed place and was very, very damaged. And, misery loves company. So they want to damage you themselves. Like, developing people who are very, very damaged like that end up encompassing those narcissistic personality traits, where they end up enjoying hurting others because they themselves are hurt and they refuse to heal. So they end up projecting their wounds onto other people. So like telling someone that they aren't worthy of, getting out of poverty, even though they've worked hard their whole life, and they've, they didn't do anything to hurt anyone or to steal from anyone or cut any corners. They paid their dues. They went out there. Telling somebody that, or that they don't deserve a happy, healthy relationship, or, things like that. That comes from a place of woundedness, and it takes for you to believe that. Like, I refuse to believe that, because that's not true about me at all. That's not true. It's not true for my lineage, and it's not true for me. If it happened for, say, a couple generations, that's because those individuals are paying for something that someone else in the bloodline did. And they didn't know that. They didn't know that they were paying for what someone else did. It comes to that awareness. It comes to listening to your intuition, making those self-honoring choices. If you're around people that just spew negativity to you, or trying to give you those self-limited beliefs, or that self-limited cage, trying to limit what you can do in this world, you need to get rid of it. They're cancer for you. Like, what do you do with cancer? You don't argue with it, you just cut it out, right? So the yang function of this chakra is the ability to see and reach the future, and providing the strategy to get there. Okay, again with that Saturn energy. But then you have the yin function, which is the self-image and perception. Again, all about how you perceive yourself, which is what you allow. How you perceive yourself is what you allow yourself to be perceived as. Like, not swallowing other people's opinions and perceptions of you. Getting to the core of who you truly are. What is your soul? What do you truly like to do? What are your true feelings? How are you truly to other people? How are you truly to yourself? What was conditioned and what is innate to you? Think of that, okay? As well as the soul communicates the desires for the future and what needs change in order to reach it. Again, okay, that Mercury Conjunction Chiron, there's a wound there that you need to heal that keeps putting you in dark thoughts, okay, about some kind of relationship, okay? Either it's a relationship from one of your parents, that you have to heal, that's an inner childhood wound, or it's a relationship that you personally had, in your adult years that has put you in a dark place mentally, and that's why you're being called to change that, so that way you can alchemize it and get gold, so you can get that harvest that you've been working for, so you can reach those goals, so you can reach that next milestone that you're trying to reach, okay? And also the third eye comes with the art of detachment, which the art of detachment is separating yourself from the experience, knowing that nothing belongs to you. Everything is an experience, okay? When I say that, I'll give you an example. Like if you went through, we'll just say some kind of emotional abuse with someone, okay? Emotional abuse with someone. You separate yourself from that situation and you look at it objectively, okay, and logically, and not with your feelings, not with your ego. You look at it and you separate, you detach and go, this is what the experience was. I understand that the person who was being combative towards me was coming from a very unhealed place that had nothing to do with me, right? That had absolutely nothing to do with me. It does not belong to me. It shouldn't sit on my soul. It shouldn't sit in my heart, blocking my blessings or my opportunities for me. I understand that. That is just an experience. What did I learn from this experience? What can I gain from this experience? What wound did it trigger in me that I need to heal, right? Dysfunctions of this chakra, okay? So physical, when this chakra is out of misalignment, the physical dysfunctions that can become transparent, okay, is like brain tumors, hemorrhages, seizures, neurological disturbances, blindness, deafness, some full spine difficulties like spina bifida or things like that, or learning disabilities. So again, like if you don't heal what it is, it will manifest itself in a physiological way to tell you you need to heal this. All right, so let's get some final messages and then we'll close it out. Spirit, what does the collective need to know about this May 12th or May 6th to the 12th? Okay, so I can't even make it up. Okay, you watch me. Ascended Masters. Jesus was an ascended master. Okay, so close to the world of spirit is going to tell you that you're deserving, you're worthy of everything that you're asking for. You just have to believe it. You have to embody it. You have to action on it. Make honorable decisions and choices for yourself. So that way you can reach this milestone. Your harvest is coming. You're going to utilize that Taurus energy, providing you with further stability, for finances, being logical and practical, but taking a slow and steady pace. Maybe you need to quit pushing as hard, being in that masculine energy, trying to make things happen. You need to be refreshed at a slower pace. Balancing all areas of your life, maybe relax some, stop pushing so hard. Because when you're depleted, that's when you get sickness. That's when you, your aura gets thin. So again, the world of spirit is going to help you to know that you are deserving, to get you out of those self-limiting beliefs, getting you out of that dark place that makes you feel things are hopeless, that you'll never reach whatever it is, because you're deserving of this milestone and you can have it. You just have to believe it. You have to want it. You have to do the work. You have to heal. Okay? I feel like that's a good point to end it right there, guys. I said it myself, but Spirit said it as well. You're worthy. Know that you are worthy of what it is you ask for. It just comes as a matter of perception. And if you feel like you're unworthy of anything, figure out why and heal it so you can alchemize that into gold in your life. So that way you can actually get what it is that you want. Right? All right, guys. This is Belena, the Spark of the Self, with another astrological energy forecast. Thank you for watching. Bye, guys. Please stay tuned for a brief little snippet of the Dark High Priestess and the Prophecy of the Queen of the Unseen. Bye.